Basically, a personal essay is a description of an event or a situation told from your one-of-a-kind perspective. It's a story. It's a story about you and something else. It's written in a conversational, intimate tone, using your voice, your language, your rhythms, your take. There is often a lesson, a teaching, a warning, an insight, a resolution. Sometimes the ending is funny. Sometimes it answers a question and reveals what you learned. Sometimes it's a lecture. Somewhere near the beginning, after you've introduced the topic, you must tell us how you screwed up, or how you didn't know something, or how you thought one way. And then, as the essay unfolds, you realize there is another way of thinking, another way of going forward, a new way of looking at something. Something happens that becomes the solution or an answer to the problem you set up in the beginning. What's the thing that changed your mind or switched you into this other way of seeing the situation? The essay relates your reflections on what actually happened. An essential part of the personal essay, aka the personal narrative, is your willingness to be vulnerable. The reader has to relate to you and think, wow, you're just like me. I would have screwed up too. When you admit you're not perfect, you give your reader permission to not be perfect too. Then they're on your team, cheering you on, and they become open-minded instead of judgmental. In this kind of writing, you get to show your strengths and your resilience, your pain and your anxiety. It's mostly about you and your struggles, you and your challenges, you and your solutions, and you and your own personal growth. What can you write about? You can write about anything. In the following pages, you will find topics from the ridiculous to the silly to the intensely serious and maybe even to the sublime. I've written about seeing a car hit my dog and sitting with her body while a cop came and gave me a ticket in the middle of a major walkway for having a dead dog in my lap. I've written about driving my mother to the emergency room in the middle of the night and complaining that I was tired and annoyed that I'd been rudely awakened on a work night, and the guilt that followed, and finally realizing she was more important than sleep. I've written about making myself learn how to use our complicated toilet paper holder, something that had always been my husband's job, as a survival skill so I wouldn't be lost in the event of potential widowhood. Almost no subject is off limits. What's fair game is any lesson you learned, how you got from point A to point L.